Hello YouTube people, in today's video I'm gonna show you how this beautiful watch from Addiesdive called AD2512 looks like on these custom straps. This video is sponsored by AliExpress. AliExpress gave me a budget which I was free to spend on any watches that I wanted for my videos, and this is one of those watches that I bought with the budget provided by AliExpress. Thank you AliExpress. Specifications and measurements which are done by me. This watch naked like this weighs 39 grams. Diameter of the case is 35.8 millimeters. Lug to lug distance 41.9. Lug width is 20. Thickness is 10.4 millimeters. This watch comes with flat sapphire crystal. It has 100 meters of water resistance together with a screw down crown and screw down case back. Inside it has VH31 quartz movement with sweeping second hand, and it comes on this beautiful bracelet which tapers down to 16 millimeters. It has solid end links, solid links, links are connected with pins, and it has solid metal clasp. To show you how good is the lume on this watch, I wanna put it next to this diving style watch from Addiesdive, so take a good look. Lume on this watch, well, it's excellent as always from Addiesdive. That's nice, you know, you buy a watch from Addiesdive and you have an ease of mind knowing that the lume is always gonna be good. So that's very nice, I like that. Once again, next to each other. Yeah, the lume is just great. It's very nice. It's all the same. Intensity is the same. The color is the same. It's nice blue color. It does look good. Let me actually, you know what? Let me put it on my wrist, just like that. So just imagine I come indoors, and that's how the watch looks like, basically. That's nice. I believe that the major selling point for this watch is gonna be its dial, because it's very beautiful, so I believe many people gonna choose this watch just because of its beautiful dial. So I'll try my best to give you a good shot, a good view on this dial, but before that I wanna show you the crystal on this watch. It's flat sapphire crystal, and as far as I can see it probably doesn't have any anti-reflective coating. But good thing about this crystal, well, it's flat, so on some angles it's free of reflections, and as far as I can tell it has rather good clarity. I don't see any milky shade or anything. It's very clear, so that's nice. Now let's zoom in on the dial a little bit. Let's take a good look. It has very interesting texture, very beautiful color as well. It shades towards the black on the edges. It is a little bit shiny, kind of, you know, it does look good. It doesn't look cheap, you know, it doesn't look cheap, this dial. And usually, I don't like Roman numerals. They tend to look a little bit busy and messy on the dial, but I think this execution looks nice. It's not overdone. I like that Roman numerals are only on 9, 3, 6, and 12, and the rest of the indices are just simple sticks. So it's nice, tastefully done, not overcrowded, and I actually would choose this watch over 2073 model. I think this is a little bit more interesting, and I like that this dial has a little bit more uniqueness. I wasn't able to find anything like that, so that's nice. That's nice to see that some brands are moving a little bit towards something different and unique. Now let's play a little bit with the light. I wanna give you a good shot so you could see the color of this dial. So maybe let's turn off this background light. Let's see how the color reacts to different light. You know what, let's turn off this light as well. Let's leave just one single light, which is 6000 kelvins, while my camera white balance is set to 5500 kelvins. So this light effectively is a little bit blue, so that's nice. That's what I wanna see. You know, that's how this dial reacts to this kind of light. But what if I turn on back this orange light? You know what, let's do this. Let's shine this orange light straight onto the dial. Let's see how it plays out with a direct light. Oh, it looks like painted with a brush. It's nice. It's kind of three-dimensional, I would say. And also look at this fluted bezel, how it nicely plays in the light and reflections. Yeah, this thing is very active visually, very active watch visually. Awesome, it looks awesome. The size of my wrist is 16.5 centimeters or 6.5 inches. And this is how many links I had to remove to find perfect fitment for my wrist. And on the clasp, the watch is currently set on the second hole, as you can see. And from this side of the bracelet, I can still remove, I believe, 3 links probably, yeah. And on this side of a bracelet, I can remove 2 links, right? So if you have way smaller wrist than I do, you're gonna be fine. So how good is the bracelet on this watch? You know, previously I had Addiesdive AD2512, which is basically the same watch, just different dial. And what I can tell you is that either they are improving in quality or this is just a random deviation from the norm, but this bracelet actually feels better than it did on AD2073. Even, you know, I gave this watch to my wife to inspect and look all around, and she was like, oh, it actually feels nice, it doesn't feel sharp. So even my wife noticed that it actually is nicely finished. So that's the main thing about this watch that I like very much, is that the bracelet looks very, very good. You know, this is my favorite kind of a bracelet because it looks beautiful and has plenty of side-to-side articulation. That's why it feels great on the wrist. And it's not sharp. It's nice and it's not sharp. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. So I don't know if this is just a random deviation from the norm or are they actually improving the quality, but well, at least this particular example feels really nice. And keep in mind, this watch is not sponsored by Addiesdive. This is just a random watch off the shelf that I bought with the budget provided by AliExpress, you know, so it's not like this watch was specifically made for the video. No, this is just a random watch off the shelf, and it feels great. Really good, really good. So the fitment inside lugs is very good. First link is free to move, as you can see. The articulation is excellent like this, and also side to side, plenty of free play, which is very good for comfort. And now about the clasp. Well, inner portion of the clasp feels better than on AD2073 as far as I remember. This part and this part is actually good enough that I wouldn't bother finishing. Even these edges, it actually, I don't know, somehow this one is just better. The outer shelf is just as sharp as always. These flat edges are sharp as always, except corners. The very corners of the clasp seem to be a little bit better made. I hope you can see on camera, but they're a little bit rounded up this time. So, you know, I don't know. I'm happy to see improvements. That's nice. So when I put this watch on the wrist, when this watch is sliding on my wrist, it doesn't catch my hair. It feels great. I lock it in place, and you know, it's small, lightweight watch. I feel absolutely no discomfort, even though I don't like bracelets, but this one actually feels good. And look how much free play it has. That's very good. That's very good. I like that very much. It feels great on my wrist. The case on this watch looks like this. It is exactly the same as on AD2073. Nothing new, nothing bad. It's still as good as it was before. It looks good, fully polished outsides. Top of the lugs also polished out. The bezel looks beautiful, placed very nicely in the light. The crown is signed with engraving, all looking good. One thing though is that these engravings on the case back, sometimes they're sharp, sometimes they're not. This one is actually sharp. If I would decide to wear this watch, I would actually sand down this engraving so that it wouldn't annoy my wrist. Lug ends are fine, they are pointy, but I wouldn't call them sharp, but they are very pointy though. Yeah. The inside lugs is polished out. Good, everything's fine, looking good. I think this watch looks the best on its original bracelet, but just for fun, let's mess around and let's see how this watch would look like on some custom straps, starting with this suede leather strap. And by the way, all the straps you're about to see, you can find them on my website thomaswatchreviews.com. And this one, this coloration, all wax, some kind of a leather strap, which looks very cool by the way, and I think it fits on this watch very nicely. This is probably my second favorite after the original bracelet. You know, sometimes you just wanna switch things up a little bit. So this is very interesting second option, I would say. Maybe you wanna dress this watch up a little bit and wanna give this watch a little bit more of a sophisticated look. So let's put this watch on this matte finish black leather strap. And well, of course it looks good, of course it looks good. It's a very nice watch, very nice watch. It does look good on straps like this for sure. And if you wanna make this watch look very sporty and even outdoorsy, I would say you could try to put this watch on a nylon strap like this. It does look interesting. Wouldn't be my first choice, you know, but it doesn't look too bad. It's kinda, I would say this watch is probably a little bit too shiny to be put on a nylon strap, especially with this fluted bezel, but I don't know, sometimes just for fun. Why not? Why not? Nobody is stopping you from doing that. It's your watch, you do whatever you want, so that's how it would look like. And if you wanna give this watch a feminine character, I think it looks great on this pink nylon strap. I think this color combination looks very good actually. This blue dial together on this pink strap, it does actually look pretty good. I think it does look pretty good. For the ending of this video, let's summarize the major selling points of this watch, and let's not forget the price point of this watch. You know, it's a new release, and I would still say it's very reasonably priced. As I see right now on AliExpress, it goes for around 70 euros, and if you apply discount codes, which you can find in my video description, you will get the price down to around 60 euros. Which I would say, as for a watch like this, of this quality, is a very reasonable price. Very reasonable price, because this watch it's actually a very good watch, you know, it's a very well made thing. It has sapphire crystal, it has very good lume, it has this VH31 quartz movement inside with sweeping seconds hand, it has screw down crown, you know, and plenty of water resistance, solid bracelet, which is actually good, for surprisingly good actually for the given price point. It has plenty of flexibility, which makes this watch feel very comfortable on the wrist, even with its bracelet. And this one, at least this particular example, is surprisingly not sharp, you know, and the clasp is solid metal as well. It's a solid piece of item, you know. This watch is really good. It's like, take it into my hands like that, and it's like, yep, this thing is good. This is a good thing, and it looks awesome. And you know, this is something that you can go on throughout your day without worrying about anything, you know, without worrying at least about without worrying about this watch, at least, you know. You put this watch on your wrist in the morning and go out, go through your day, you know, go in the office, go into office meeting, maybe after your work you go to some kind of spa, maybe jump in a swimming pool, into jacuzzi, whatnot. You come home, and before you go to sleep, you put this watch behind your pillow, and you know what, this watch is even gonna serve you throughout the night, because the lume is good. And another day, repeat, put this watch on your wrist and beat this watch through your whole day without worrying about this watch, because it's that kind of a watch. It fits multiple kind of scenarios and situations, and looks good doing that. And it's just, you know, it's a tough thing on your wrist. That's nice. It's a tough thing on your wrist. So for around 60 euros, I think it's a great watch. And I believe I'm gonna get plenty of questions. Which one should you choose? This one or the previous one that I had, that burgundy, you know, AD2073. And I honestly would say go for this one, definitely, because, well, this one, you know, that burgundy one is a little bit, to be honest with you, a little bit more towards the copy side of things, where this one is a little bit more towards the unique side of things, you know what I mean? Because the dial on this thing is rather unique, very interesting, the layout of those indices on the dial also. It's not like a straight up copy of anything that I would know. So it does have a little bit of uniqueness, which makes this watch a little bit more cool, you know. So I think this texturized dial actually looks better. Actually looks better than that simple dial on AD2073. Well, at least for me. At least for me. And I like those indices on this watch. Usually I don't like Roman numerals, but these ones, I think they are tastefully done. Usually Roman numerals look a little bit too busy on the dial, but this one is not overdone. I think this one is nicely done. There isn't too much, you know, isn't too much. So, you know, I like it. I like this watch. This is something like I could easily recommend, you know, 60 euros. Very good item for 60 euros. Yes, very easy recommendation. Very good watch. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.